How does your leadership affect your team's performance? Hey, it's Corey with KeyHire Solutions, and I want to start a series of video blogs on how the firing of Bill O'Brien from the Houston Texans and all the events that have occurred relate to being a small business owner and your leadership. But before we do that, I want to address the elephant in the room here. That is a signed Dak Prescott jersey. We are Houston Texan fans in this house. That jersey was a gift from our realtor. Dak Prescott was actually her nephew, and she knew I was a sports fan. And when we closed on this house, as our closing gift, she gave me a signed Dak jersey. So I display that with pride, but rest assured we are Texan fans in this house. So let's get back to, have you lost your team? And what I'm referring to was between games 2 and 3 of this season for the Houston Texans, J.J. Watt had an explosive interaction with Bill O'Brien in front of the entire team and staff. And the way Bill O'Brien handled that interaction, the quote was, at that moment, he lost the trust and confidence of the coaching staff and the team. So let's run through the events that happened and see how they relate to your business and see if we can't pull out some similarities. So first thing that happened was in the summer, Bill O'Brien made some questionable personnel moves. And it's kind of widely known that many on the team disagreed with the personnel changes. He didn't make the team better. The second thing that happened was they came out to an 0-2 start. This is a team that's used to winning, and they started really poorly. Then, between games 2 and 3, J.J. Watt came out and said, what we're doing isn't working. The players and the rest of the coaching staff knew the plan wasn't good. So J.J. confronted Bill O'Brien on the field in front of everyone. And the way Bill O'Brien handled that interaction caused him to lose the trust of the team. And instead of listening to the concerns and letting people be heard and maybe taking their input and changing the way he was going to approach the next game, he doubled down. And in fact, I think his fourth and final game, he thought he knew better, and he called all the offensive plays from the sideline in a game they lost, and that ultimately cost him his job. So let's talk about how this might relate to your business. Have you made questionable personnel changes in your company that aren't popular with your people? Are you starting 0-2? Are you constantly behind? Do your team feel like they're constantly playing catch up, or do they feel like they're constantly losing? Do you have a bad process and procedure and everyone knows it? Have your team come to you and said, what we're doing isn't working? When they come to you, have you said, just do it the way we've always done it, that works well? Or have you taken their input and changed the process and improved it? And then finally, have you doubled down? Have you said, well, if you can't do what I need you to do, I'll do it? And do you have your fingers in a lot of pies right now? My friend Bob Johnson posted an article earlier this month, a video about the difference between effective and ineffective leaders. And to boil it down into a real general overview, basically he says effective leaders are people that ask a lot of questions, listen to understand, and are willing to take input and change the plan. Ineffective leaders tell people what to do. They don't ask questions. They think they know the answer better than anyone else, and they would rather stick to a process they know, even though it's beating them up, than take someone's input and change it into something they hope will work. So my question for you today is, are you being an effective leader? Are you listening to understand? Are you asking questions? And are you changing the plan constantly to accommodate your growth? Or are you like Bill O'Brien? Have you lost the team? As always, I would love to know what your thoughts are on this topic. Have you lost your team? Leave your comments below. Let's start a conversation that will benefit everyone. And until next time, stop grinding and start growing.